Okay, so if you look, I filled in all of my squares now. So here are all my possible combinations of genotypes I could have from this test between my parents. You notice the question asked me phenotypes and proportions of the offspring. So how many of the offspring are going to look different ways? This question is nice. It asks me about each phenotype individually. So that means I need to understand what my genotypes will give me as far as phenotypes. So anytime I see a capital G, it's going to have gray hair. So I'm just going to go through and label any that would have gray hair gray, because sometimes it's really easy to miss one when you're counting. Okay, and now I know that anytime I have a capital B, it's going to have black eyes, so I'm just going to go ahead and look for that really quick. Any box that has capital B. Good, now finally I'm gonna look for red eyes, anything that's little b, little b. All right, now we can look and figure out my probabilities. So remember, when I look at this, I'm talking about the probability that I get say a gray-haired, black-eyed rabbit, and every time I would have a new rabbit offspring, these probabilities would come back into play. They would be the same probability every single time. And notice there are 16 choices, so unlike my 4 in a monohybrid cross, now I'm going to be talking about what could I get from the 16, right? So how many have gray fur and black eyes? So I like to cross them out as I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of my 16. How many out of the 16 have gray fur and red eyes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many have white fur and black eyes? Well, none of them do. So that's 0. And how many out of the 16 have white fur and red eyes? Again, that is 0. So those are my probabilities of getting those phenotypes. A lot of times it'll ask you to find the percentage. And so let's just say we wanted to find the percentage or the likelihood. We would have gray fur and black eyes. We would do 8 divided by 16. If we multiply it by 100, that'll give us our percent. And here we know that is 50%. The same here for gray fur and red eyes. 8 divided by 16 times 100 would be 50%. And we wouldn't have any possibility of having these two. So basically we have a 50-50 chance of gray fur black eyes or gray fur red eyes for this particular cross.